On the surface, Madeline Kingsbury's life seems perfect. A devoted mother to her two young children, a rising young professional with a promising career, and an image of stability that many admire. But sometimes, what shines brightest hides deep cracks. Behind her gentle smile and familiar routine, Madeline is battling a silent storm. Fear, exhaustion, and a dangerous stress that comes from the man she once trusted most, the father of her children. On the morning of March 31, 2023, the storm is no longer metaphorical. It rages. Madeline disappears without a trace. Her phone is still on the table. Her wallet is intact. Her plans are unfinished. The most terrifying thing is that she never returned to pick up her child. A seemingly random disappearance quickly spirals out of control into a much darker tale. A tale of hidden secrets, lingering suspicions, and chilling truths. Come with us, as the truth about Madeline's disappearance is not only shocking and haunting, but also touches on the deepest fears of every family. What happened to Madeline in 2023 stunned the nation. But to fully understand the gravity of this tragedy, we need to go back in time, to look at the girl from the beginning, the life she built, the dream she held, and the quiet strength that shaped Madeline Kingsbury. Madeline Kingsbury was born on June 1, 1996, in Minnesota, and was the youngest of three siblings. She always stood out among her peers for her outgoing nature, energy, and curiosity about the world. Growing up in Farmington, she was surrounded by love and support. Even after her parents' divorce and their subsequent remarriages, the warmth of her extended family continued. After graduating high school in 2014, Madeline enrolled at Winona State University to study health sciences. She quickly became known as a bright, dedicated student, respected by her classmates and trusted by professors. By age 26, she had built a stable life with a clear sense of purpose, a reliable career, and big dreams for the future. Her achievements were a testament to her resilience and quiet strength, demonstrating that a person can maintain their inner light even amid hardship. While at university, Madeline met Adam Fravel. Although they never married, they moved in together and started a family, welcoming a daughter and then a son. Initially, their relationship appeared strong, with Adam seemingly supportive of Madeline's ambitions. When their daughter was born, he paused his own work and education to help her complete her studies, which many interpreted as a commitment to their partnership. However, after their second child was born, things began to change. Tensions at home rose, causing Adam to lose his job. This meant that Madeline became the sole financial provider, working full-time as a clinical research coordinator at Mayo Clinic, while pursuing a master's degree at the University of Minnesota. She also took on the primary caregiver role for their 5-year-old daughter and 2-year-old son. Despite the increasing pressure, Madeline managed her responsibilities. Although her family noted that Adam was minimally involved in caring for the children, those close to her observed that every household duty, from childcare to daily tasks, fell solely on her. She often expressed feeling overwhelmed and isolated within her relationship. Adam's relatives acknowledged that he lacked initiative in their partnership and was unwilling to share responsibilities equally. As tensions escalated, Adam's behavior took a concerning turn. He became increasingly controlling, monitoring whom Madeline communicated with, asking to see her messages, and displaying jealousy when she interacted with other men. Over time, his behavior allegedly morphed into psychological manipulation and, as later revealed, physical aggression. These troubling incidents were kept hidden from public view, only known to Madeline's closest friends and family. Her loved ones remarked that she didn't initially understand the severity of her situation and was still hoping to maintain harmony for the sake of her children. Madeline attempted to negotiate a compromise with Adam, but then he crossed a serious boundary. He reportedly threatened her by referencing the high-profile case of Gabby Petito, allegedly saying that if she didn't start doing what he said, she would end up like Gabby. Friends and family who heard this warning urged Madeline to inform the authorities, but she hesitated. She feared that if Adam were arrested, it could emotionally harm their son and daughter. Despite the danger, she believed it was important for her children to maintain a relationship with him. She worried that police intervention might make the situation worse, so she did not report the threat, prioritizing connection with her children over personal safety. Madeline decided to separate from Adam for good. Just before she disappeared, she informed him that she no longer intended to move closer to his parents as they had planned. She realized it was better for the family to stay in Winona, near daycare, her job, and her support network. At that point, her relationship with Adam was effectively over, even though they still shared the same home. Despite the turmoil, Madeline worked to keep things normal and made future plans. She scheduled a meeting with her sister on the 1st of April to drop off her daughter, which was significant to her, and she intended to follow through. Those close to her later noted that when she was unwell or overwhelmed, Adam never helped. He often isolated himself in another room, ignoring their son's cries and the chaos around the house. He demonstrated a lack of interest in addressing their problems, avoided stable employment, and did not commit to unclear career plans. Adam remained in the home, relied on Madeline's income, and acted as if their situation hadn't changed. His indifference seemed deliberate rather than temporary. This growing emotional disconnect was a major factor in Madeline's decision to leave the relationship. Their situation reached a breaking point during this period of silent tension, as what had once seemed like temporary setbacks turned permanent. As their relationship further deteriorated, Adam's behavior became more controlling. His jealousy extended to constant intrusions into Madeline's personal life, as he insisted on seeing her text messages, particularly those involving other men. This became a regular part of their conversations. Although Madeline tried to avoid confrontation, she felt her personal space constricting. Every message and conversation sparked suspicion. Adam demanded that she reveal her private chats, and when she hesitated, he reacted aggressively. Adam's control extended to her online activities, monitoring who she added on social media, what posts she liked, and whom she talked to in messaging apps. He had previously exhibited physical aggression, including an incident when Madeline was on a video call with a friend while holding their son. He suddenly struck her across the face without warning. Her friend witnessed this live and later reported it to the authorities, noting that she had visible bruises and marks. When asked about her situation, Madeline often expressed fear, saying things like that if she left, he might do something terrible to her. Madeline's parents had similar worries. After a call from her seeking help during a conflict, they picked her up along with her children to keep them safe at their home, hoping she wouldn't return to a dangerous situation. However, just 3 days later, Madeline decided to go back, believing it was important for her children to have stability. They were confused by the situation, and she wanted to maintain their sense of normalcy. The pressure of ensuring her safety and her children's made it challenging for her to make a final decision. Despite the advice of friends and family, she hesitated to act. While the situation worsened, Adam's control over her increased, making Madeline feel as though she was being watched even at home. She confided in her sister about how Adam would follow her around, monitoring her conversations and phone use. As the date of her disappearance approached, Madeline lost any illusions about her situation. Her effort to leave the relationship quietly while still allowing her children access to their father ended up complicating things. What started as a careful plan to regain her freedom ultimately led to a tragedy. Before the incident, Madeline had reconnected with Spencer Sullivan, a former college classmate, and their relationship gradually blossomed. Although they weren't living together and kept it discreet, Madeline's close friends knew about it. During the investigation, it emerged that they did not have any formal arrangements. However, Adam's reaction to this development was intense. He forbade Madeline from talking to Spencer when he was around and expressed his anger about their interactions. Madeline felt she needed to keep these changes secret, as Adam perceived any independence as a threat. Madeline was very careful about sharing her plans to move, telling only a very trusted group of people. She even requested that her mother and sister not discuss it openly. Fearing that any slip could reach Adam, Spencer respected her decisions and, after Madeline's disappearance, fully cooperated with law enforcement, providing an alibi that was confirmed and showing no evidence of involvement in the incident. Nevertheless, the fact that he was part of Madeline's life intensified the tension at home, as Adam sensed he was losing control. By early spring 2023, Madeline had reached a pivotal moment. She felt ready to leave her past behind and start anew. While her loved ones were not surprised by her decision to leave Adam, she wanted to keep it private until the timing felt right. Her apprehension about Adam's reaction was not unfounded. She didn't trust him. This is why she kept her plans to leave tightly under wraps until the last moment. Her choice to leave quietly was the result of her prolonged internal battle. She was prepared for a fresh start and was on the verge of making it happen. On Friday morning, March 31, 2023, Madeline went about her daily routine. She dropped the children off at daycare with Adam. Surveillance cameras recorded them arriving at around 8 a.m. Taking the children inside and returning home, Adam said Madeline planned to work a little before heading to the office. He claimed he didn't see her again after that. The last confirmed contact from Madeline was a message to her sister Megan at 8:15 a.m., in which she made a lighthearted comment about a photo they had discussed the night before. After that, there was no further communication. No texts, no returned calls. This silence raised immediate concerns for their mother, Krista Hultgren. She attempted to call Madeline multiple times but received no answer. Growing apprehensive, she contacted Megan to see if she had heard from Madeline. Megan confirmed their brief exchange that morning, but mentioned she hadn't heard anything since. She began texting Madeline too, but received no response. In their family, it was unusual for anyone to go quiet without explanation, as Madeline was usually very attentive to her children and committed to staying in touch. Realizing the situation was serious, Megan knew she had to act quickly. Even though she was in another city and couldn't go to Madeline's house, she called Kate, a close friend of Madeline's who lived nearby, and asked her to check on Madeline. Kate agreed and went over. When she arrived, she saw Madeline's minivan parked in the garage, which worried her. Since the car was there but Madeline wasn't responding, it indicated something was wrong. Kate knocked on the door but received no reply. The lights were off inside, and there were no signs of activity. She tried calling Madeline several times, but there was still no response. This led Kate to quickly realize something was wrong. She contacted the Winona Police Department to request a welfare check. Kate explained Madeline's unavailability throughout the day and mentioned the ongoing tension with Adam. Around 8:20 p.m., an officer arrived at Madeline's home. The officer checked the outside, knocked on the door, and peered through the windows. The minivan remained parked, but nobody answered the door. There were no signs of forced entry or disturbances inside. The officer contacted both Madeline's family and Adam. Her partner, Adam, stated he hadn't seen Madeline since that morning and noted she missed picking up the kids from daycare. He picked them up himself and drove them to his parents' house in Mabel, about an hour away. He didn't seem overly worried and hadn't reported her as missing. Despite the circumstances, the police decided not to file a missing persons report immediately. According to local procedures, they needed to wait 24 hours from the last contact before officially opening a case. This decision left Madeline's family feeling frustrated and confused. They emphasized that her behavior was out of character and that something serious might be wrong. But no exceptions to protocol were made. The first night after Madeline went missing was filled with uncertainty for her family. They had no updates or confirmed clues about her whereabouts. Friends and coworkers were also unaware of her location, and her phone was silent. Attempts to call or track her activity were unsuccessful, leading to the unsettling conclusion that she had not simply stepped away, but had vanished without a trace. Once Madeline was officially reported missing, the police began taking statements, quickly focusing on Adam Fravel. According to his account, on the morning of the 31st of March, After dropping off their children at daycare, he and Madeline returned home. He claimed Madeline stayed home for a work meeting while he began packing to move to his parents' house. He said that he planned to transport some boxes to Mabel and some other boxes to the storage room, and he had taken Madeline's minivan, leaving his car for her. He said he left the house, stopped at a gas station, then returned to load more boxes before heading toward Mabel. During the trip, he realized he had packed boxes meant for storage by mistake. So he turned around and headed back to Winona. He claimed he was on the road from about 10:30 a.m. to noon. When he got home, he stated that his car was still in the driveway, but Madeline was missing, which didn't overly concern him since he assumed she had gone to work. Later, he picked up the kids from daycare and went to his parents' house to spend the day. Investigators began reviewing surveillance footage from the neighborhood, and even at this early stage, inconsistencies in Adam's story emerged. A camera from a nearby house recorded him at 9:44 a.m. walking up to Madeline's minivan and removing its license plate. A few minutes later, he put a different plate on it. By 9:55 a.m., he got into the minivan, and at exactly 10 o'clock a.m., it drove out of the driveway. At 10:02 a.m., the van was captured on camera at a nearby gas station. After that, it was seen at various points along Highway 43 heading south toward Mabel. However, contrary to Adam's claims, no cameras in Mabel recorded the van's arrival. Following a long period with no surveillance sightings, the van reappeared in footage around 1:28 p.m. back in Winona. Returning to the driveway, the gap between 11:59 a.m. and 1:28 p.m. was unexplained, with no cameras capturing the van or Adam during that time. This raised significant concerns that the vehicle had been in a remote location where it could have been concealed. When investigators questioned Adam again, he struggled to explain why he swapped the license plates, why his travel route didn't match the camera footage, or why his phone's GPS didn't show any record of the trip. It was later revealed that the day before Madeline disappeared, Adam had turned off location tracking on all his accounts, including several Gmail addresses, and deactivated the home's security camera system. Even more suspiciously, the surveillance system at his parents' house, where he later took the kids, had been completely wiped. During the search of the house, investigators found that parts of the security system were physically removed, and the memory cards were missing. Adam couldn't clearly explain why this happened right around the time of Madeline's disappearance. He said it was part of preparations for a move, but given the circumstances, this explanation didn't make sense. Detectives suspected he was trying to erase any visual evidence of his actions. Increased concern arose from Adam's behavior after Madeline went missing. He did not participate in search efforts, showed no initiative in gathering information, avoided public statements, and distanced himself from the volunteers. Later, he claimed law enforcement advised him to stay away, a statement that officials later denied. These actions, removing security footage, switching license plates, disabling GPS tracking, painted a concerning picture. By this point in the investigation, it was clear that Adam's behavior did not align with that of a person genuinely worried about the disappearance of the mother of his children. While no charges had been filed yet, the investigation increasingly focused on him. On the 1st of April, 2023, police conducted a second search of the home Adam shared with Madeline. Her belongings were still there, indicative of her not leaving voluntarily. Her coffee cup and plate remained on the kitchen counter. Her jacket, the same one seen in daycare cameras that morning, hung in the hallway. Her phone and purse were still in their usual places. These details indicated that Madeline had not left the house on her own. She would not have gone to work or anywhere else without essential items for communication and work. Staff at the Mayo Clinic, where she was expected to work that day, confirmed she did not show up. Investigators also focused on the garage, discovering that Adam had once again changed the license plates on the minivan the evening before. By the time police arrived, he had reinstalled the original plates. Though surveillance cameras had recorded the earlier switch, This indicated a deliberate effort to conceal movements or delay identification. While the search showed no visible signs of a struggle or blood, forensic teams noted signs of a potential cleanup. In the outside trash bin, they found partially burned fragments of plastic and electronic components. Later analysis suggested these could be remnants of a laptop. Another troubling discovery was a mattress in one of the bedrooms. It had no sheets and displayed stains that were sent for testing. Investigators later searched Adam's parents' home, where they found several discarded electronic devices and remnants of what seemed to be a fire pit. Forensic specialists believed that a laptop casing might have been destroyed in the fire. Nearby was Adam's truck, and in the bed, there was a garden shovel. A neighbor with outdoor cameras provided footage to the police. After Madeline's disappearance, Adam was seen driving that same truck, with the shovel visible in the back. Cadaver detection dogs, trained to recognize human scent, were brought in. Both the shovel and the truck bed triggered alerts from the dogs. Adam's family claimed that his father had used the shovel to bury a deceased animal on the property a few days earlier. However, experts noted that the dogs could differentiate between human and animal scents, and their alerts suggested the presence of human biological traces. Adam was called in for more questioning, and investigators noticed fresh scratches on his face and neck. He explained they were caused by animals or workout equipment, but this did not convince the detectives. A medical evaluation indicated that the scratches looked more like defensive wounds from a physical fight rather than accidents. Each new piece of evidence fueled suspicions against Adam. His behavior didn't align with that of someone genuinely worried about a loved one. He had not reported Madeline missing, did not participate in search efforts, and showed little interest in addressing the evidence against him. Madeline's belongings that were left behind, deleted digital records, attempts to destroy electronic devices, possible cleanup efforts, and suspicious behavior all pointed to a troubling conclusion. The house, which seemed calm and normal from the outside, became the focus of the investigation, revealing more than any words could. On June 7, 2023, the case took a significant turn when a woman's body was found in an old well in a wooded area of rural Houston County. This discovery came from a targeted search effort, which included analyzing the routes Adam took on the day Madeline disappeared. The body was wrapped in a plain white bedsheet and tightly secured with layers of tape. Investigators also discovered pieces of a gray towel and a fabric pillow cover, which were bundled to reduce odor and delay detection. The well's location was carefully selected. However, it was abandoned, difficult to access, and not directly linked to the Adam family, though it was later confirmed that the land had connections to them. After identifying the body through DNA and distinct features, Adam Fravel was arrested without resistance. He faced charges of second-degree intentional homicide with aggravating factors of premeditation and extreme cruelty. Prosecutors presented evidence collected over more than 2 months. Detectives found that the bedsheet in the well matched the linens from the couple's shared bedroom, while the towel and pillowcase matched a set in a hallway closet. Partial fingerprints on the tape matched Adam's. Additionally, microscopic fibers on the fabric matched particles from Madeline's minivan. Investigators suggested the crime was motivated by a need for control. Adam felt he was losing Madeline as she planned to move out and start a new relationship, disrupting the life he was accustomed to. Financial motives also played a role, as Madeline had a life insurance policy that would benefit Adam in the event of her death. Lastly, her leaving would mean shared parenting duties, removing his leverage over her. Experts concluded that Madeline died from asphyxiation, and the absence of struggle at the body location indicated the crime likely happened elsewhere, probably at her home. Psychological experts pointed out that such crimes are often committed by someone close to the victim, typically culminating from ongoing conflict, where violence is used as a last effort to regain control. After Adam Fravel's arrest, he refused to assist law enforcement. During questioning, he avoided direct inquiries, claiming he was tired or confused about the events. He did not confess to any wrongdoing. However, During preliminary hearings, the court concluded there was enough evidence to move forward with a full criminal trial. The judge mandated that he be held in custody without bail. 68 days after Madeline went missing, critical truths began to surface through confirmed information. Initial fears and speculations evolved into concrete evidence, while nothing could bring Madeline back. The investigation achieved its primary goal: uncovering what happened and identifying those responsible. With Adam in custody, the case progressed to the next difficult phase: the legal pursuit of justice. The accusations were based on various types of evidence, including objects found in his house, the connection between the discoveries in the well and his belongings, testimonies from witnesses, analyses from experts, along with a detailed history of his relationship with Madeline. All of these factors combined to form a convincing narrative. During the preliminary hearings, Adam continued to deny any connection to the events. He claimed ignorance about how Madeline's body ended up in the well and maintained that he would never harm her. His defense tried to question the investigation's validity, hinting at possible errors or misunderstandings. But public sentiment largely favored the prosecution. Amid these legal issues, Madeline's family was engaged in a separate personal struggle. They sought custody of Madeline's son and daughter, aiming to protect them from the influence of a father who is now facing serious criminal allegations. On November 7, 2024, a judge in Winona sentenced Adam Fravel, 30, for the murder of Madeline Kingsbury. Madeline's story serves as a powerful reminder of the importance of recognizing and addressing domestic abuse warning signs seriously. In Minnesota and beyond, people mobilized for change, starting foundations and holding demonstrations to prevent similar tragedies from occurring.